I don't care what you think, there's too much damn tapioca pudding in the crew lounge.
Wait, we have a lounge?
Yes, Charlie, but it is a wondrous flavor. Or so I hear, anyways. Sort of a...
I don't care what it tastes like, my damn crew won't shut up about it.
Damn crew, you know what?
Is this really the low we've reached?
I agree. We never should have hired someone who Charlie himself recommended.
Not that... Never mind.
Hi?
D'Angelo? What are you doing here? I mean, not that that's a bad thing, just... unless you came to drop some tankers in front of me again.
Oh, what? Oh, no. Really, I'm so sorry about that. Hank, there was a coal mine on fire. Have you heard about the Heroes of Milford?
Oh, that's what that was? Yeah, it was in the papers last Tuesday. Sam's still sporting that dent.
Oh yeah, it's rough. Her pilot is completely smashed in. She'll be going into the shop to get that fixed as soon as the guy who's supposed to fix her transmission comes around.
Yikes. Well, I hope she feels better. Must be rough being that close to a tanker. But anyways, why are you here? Where's Heber?
Heber's over working on the old main with Lee and Blount. Orders came down from HQ and everybody's kind of scattered. I'm looking for Scotch Flats. This it?
You'd have trouble going any further, so, yeah.
Cool. So now what? Am I supposed to wait here for something before heading back?
Eureka should be coming down from High Meadow Park and with the mail in just a bit. You'll have to wait until she clears the dual gauge right-of-way.
Oh, okay. I saw it there just a little while ago. Wait, why not just have me take the mail then? Only one train to run rather than two.
The USPS doesn't like transferring mail from standard gauge to narrow, especially out here in the mountains. It's easier for them if it goes into a narrow gauge RPO up theirs and stays in one all the way down our line.
Okay. I still don't really get it, but...
But nobody cares.
Sheesh. Aren't you just a little ray of sunshine?
I try.
And you, Palmer, I've met before. Though I don't know you.
Bazel, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, cool. That's quite a name.
Ha! I'd say so. Not often I get that anymore, though. Nowhere near as much as when I was in the service.
Service?
No.
Oh, yes! I served in the war at Davenport Harbor.
And here he goes again. Blah, blah, Davenport, blah, blah, Pearl Harbor.
That makes two of us. I'm out of here.
Count me out, too.
What? Where are you...
Nice knowing you, kid. Shame you're about to die of boredom.
I'm lost.
Don't be! They simply can't be bothered to listen to my stories.
Too boring?
I should say not. They simply have no attention span.
Do too.
Yeah, uncultured heathens. I've just got to face it. Nobody cares anymore.
Well, I mean, I care.
Thank you kindly, old boy, though. I wouldn't bore you with any of my old tales.
Well, I've got time to kill until Eureka gets here. I don't really have anything better to do.
Well, all right. It all started back about 13 years ago, in 1941. The war in the Pacific had just begun, and the Army had been gathering everything they could. Men, weapons, materials, and of course, locomotives. I was one such engine selected for a draft, and I was immediately taken from what was at the time my home to a place called Davenport Harbor.
Hey, I've been there. Worked out of there for a while.
Ah, yes, it is a lovely town. Though in those days it was far from what it is presently. The military had built a branch line about 1.5 miles long from the standard gauge railhead into the city. As the big engines and wide trains that ran on the main line were too big to fit down narrow alleyways and run along city streets, I myself was only just small enough. Anyway, this line went towards the harbor and carried refined diesel fuel from Kerosene Valley. Well, Wyvern, and other dry goods to the Navy battleship pins and airbase on what was called, 9 3/4 Mile Island. There I was, against my will, being unloaded from a ship that had brought me from down the coast, set to work for the war effort in this environment I hadn't known before. I had grown up in the forest, you see, and had never taken to the city life. I was all out of sorts to what they had done to me and my brothers, the rest of whom had been sent to work far north. I haven't seen any of them since.
Heavy.
Indeed. I was in this depressed, rather peevish mood when I arrived, much to the dismay of who I was told would be my new boss. A little diesel sergeant by the name of Dave. We didn't take kindly to each other.
Hey, you! You're new and shiny. Name and order.
Well, good day to you, too.
Yes, good day. Of course it's a good day. We have a war to fight. Now give me your name and orders.
Well, my good sir, the name is Basil. Now, I don't know what you...
Basil. Funny name. What are your...
I do beg your pardon.
You beg my pardon? I beg your orders, soldier.
I am no soldier. You are not my boss, or commander, or king, or whatever the bleeding hell you call it. And I won't off this rock right now.
Not a soldier? Well, you're a soldier now. And if you want to leave, you better get your floaties on and learn to swim. Maybe one of the tugs will give you a ride. Or maybe, just maybe, the commander will show up and you'll get a gun mounted and be shipped out.
A gun? Dear me, we're supposed to use weapons?
Of course we are. We're soldiers. And the weapons make us all equal, just like Samuel Colt did. But when it comes to me and my enemies, I'm slightly more equal, because I'm alive and they're dead. Should be the same for you.
Bloody hell.
I had a 30 mil turret on my cab when I was slated to serve in the Fontaine. I called it the Boiler Buster. Too bad that got removed. Oh well. Now we've got another war to fight. And I always keep a shotgun on me at all times.
David, you're scaring me. I don't bloody care about the war. I want to go home with my brothers. Oh, back to my nice warm shed at...
Son, do you see that flag up there?
Yes. What's it to you?
That, my friend, is what we're fighting for. That flag falls, and there is no more home for you. Let me spell this out. The harder we work, the more resources we can put on ships, the more ships we can put in battle, the faster we can win this. When that happens, you'll go home to your brothers and you can put the whole thing behind you. Now follow me.
What happens to you when the war...
I said fall in, soldier!
I am not a soldier. What? That's it?
What's it?
This line... It's practically non-existent.
Non-existent? This line provides everything that goes onto all Navy ships in and out of this harbor. This is the hot dog to this city's bun. And we're the mustard.
Yes, but it's just a sliver of track through some alleyways. How am I supposed to stretch my wheels on this?
That's something I suppose you'll have to live with.
And to live with it I did. For several months I worked there, albeit begrudgingly, moving freight and helping wherever I was needed. I did learn to like the place in all actuality. Short runs and long days doing wonders for my reversing skills and kept the job interesting, if nothing else. Began to take to Dave, too. He at first was rather abrasive, though as time went on he stayed abrasive, though I learned to live with it. There was always the issue of command, though. I, being a young, powerful engine, was in no position to take orders from Dave. And Dave, having been in the service longer than I, had more authority. This became especially troublesome whenever we would interact on the key side, typically waiting for munitions to be loaded.
Yeah, I got the jabs! Right where I want 'em. I got the jabs! But I got Basil too. I got the jabs! But stuck on this dark side so long, sometimes I just don't know what to do.
Would you stop that? I'm trying to think.
Think? What the hell do you need thinking for?
I suppose an urchin like you has no reason to.
Whoa, hold on there. I'm doing the thinking. I'm your commanding officer. I'm the one actually understanding what's going on and figuring out the contingency plans. You can always use a good contingency plan. But my point is, Basil, you have no idea what to think about.
Oh, really? Don't I? There's some sort of bloody war. That's why I'm here in the first place.
Yes, some sort of war. A war involving logistics of troops, munitions, units, casualties, resources, rations,
All right, I get
bombs,
it.
bullets, pistols, and shotguns! I gotta coordinate everything that leaves and comes into this base, as well as move most of it for myself. You tell me who needs to do the thinking around here.
Ugh! Fine then. I'm going back to the shed, though.
Of course you're going back to the shed. See if I care. Oh, wait, do I? Nope. No, definitely don't care. Don't need help with anything. Don't even know why you're here.
It didn't get better either. Not until a couple of years later. It was on a rainy day, when the ships were being held outside the port until the storm lifted, that we found some common ground.
Boy, isn't the weather today great?
Hardly.
Basil, have you ever heard of a joke? It's a sort of abstract concept that...
I'd say this is hardly the time for joking. While I sit here in this rotting hangar, my brothers and sisters are all out there serving in this mess. I just wish it would all be done with.
What the hell kind of attitude is that? If you don't think you have a part in this thing, you're dead wrong.
Ha! And to think of all the engines in this nation, they sent me here. Why me? What is there to do on this miserable bloody rock? What is there to see? To learn?
It's not about seeing or learning. It's about working. You're here to get your job done, soldier. This whole war is a giant fruit salad, and we each have to add our own special flavor in order to bomb the living hell out of our enemies.
I should think not. I'd do so much better out there fighting with them than I am sitting here doing nothing with the likes of you.
Huh? What? So I'm the problem? You're the one who refuses to follow orders half the time. Basil, get the tankers. Basil, shunt the munitions. Basil, quit sitting around looking at the damn sunset. I've had it with your gosh darn stagnation. I'm too familiar with it otherwise.
Oh, please. You probably haven't seen anything besides this base. This is your world. How would you know anything about anyone but you?
I don't. Not more than you do now.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I know you. I know what you are. Looks can't fool me. I know what makes you tick, and let me tell you, you need to fix it right about now.
What?
You heard me? Shape up or ship out. I'm sure the shipyard could use some surplus scrap iron if you're so inclined.
I hate this. I hate this place. I hate this job. I hate you. Good day.
Hey, look. I'm sorry for what I said. I know you hate all this. Believe me, I wish we could have peace too. Have I ever told you about my brothers?
What? No.
Well, we were all built to do this job and some others like it a few years back, before the war kicked off. We were prototypes for a new trench locomotive, with low noise, no smoke, and easy operation. We all worked pretty well, too. Well, except for one unit in particular. Our number 3 was always a little slow to start, rough on his transmission, never really liked the work he was involved in, not even the cause he was made to support. He did well enough, though, and we were all tested up until the 11th hour on the evening of war, when our captain came around to give us the assignments. But one engine was left, without anywhere to go. Our number 3, or as you probably could have guessed it, myself. I watched every one of my last brothers go off to fight, and never so much as left the shed. A few weeks later, I was brought here, probably as punishment. You know what, though? I saw this old dump as a second chance. After all that thinking and mugging about, I realized I did want to help, as such was my purpose in life. That was 4 years ago, and so here we are now.
I didn't...
Of course not, goddammit, you never asked. After working my tail off for 2 years, they were going to send me some help, someone to talk to, but all they sent was me. A bigger, newer, sort of English version of young me, before I really learned what I was all about.
Well, I'm sorry.
Don't be. The war will end soon. You can go home. And
what?
That there is a good question. This base is due to be abandoned soon as we have word of the enemy's surrender. As for me...
Oh. I see.
They gave me a second chance, though, and I took it. I'm still gonna take it so long as my wheels turn. Might not be all that long, though, when you really look at it. Don't. I'm fine. You just don't know what it's like to have outlive your use, living on borrowed time. My purpose is soon to be fulfilled, and after that, who knows what? If there's one thing I can impart on you, Basil, it's that it's never too late to find yourself, to find your purpose on this earth. God knows when you do, it's great, but it may not last as long as you'd hope.
Jeez.
Yes indeed.
I had no idea you went through all this. No idea any agent can go through something like that. Dave included.
Oh, please. Dave needn't be dwelled upon with your sympathy. He wouldn't allow such a thing. He was always too proud, too forward in his ways.
I suppose. Well, what happened after that?
Oh, nothing much, really. We went on for another month or two. Business as usual.
Was he any friendlier?
Not really. Then again, I wasn't either. We did, however, have a better understanding of each other. More reason to work to help one another. I haven't seen my brother since that day I watched them leave on that ship. Not even to this day. I spent so long stewing over that I was blind until the last minute that I knew Dave better than I could ever have expected. In retrospect, he's the brother I never could have asked for.
I can see that.
Indeed. In reality, my family is far beyond my original 9 brothers, as it has been so long since I've seen them. Dave, Palmer, Charles, Eureka, Hercules, and I suppose even you. Everyone that works this line is my family, when thinking of it. Family goes beyond pedigree and builder's plates. But works as a bond formed, a bond set in stone.
Very true. So, what happened to Dave?
It It's not important.
Why not, though? Is he still around?
I don't want to talk about it. It pains me too much even to this day.
Talking about it may help a little.
I suppose, though I wouldn't bore you with that. Eureka should be here any moment. I really should.
Please, I really want to know.
All right, I'll do my best. It was a couple months after we had talked in the shed at the height of the rainy season. Fog had set in the storm, though the base kept on with operations as normal, as best as it could anyway. We had received a call at about 1300 hours that a hospital ship was due to come in to berth later that evening, with men that needed immediate transit to a clinic in the city. Trouble was, at 1900 hours, just before the ship was due in, the base lost power completely, and the 3 or 4 surplus generators that ran the auxiliary lights were too waterlogged to run. No guidance lights meant it wasn't safe for any ships to come near the island, much less dock at it. The wounded men would have to wait until the weather cleared off.
There's gotta be some other way! Send up a flare or something! Fire some artillery into the air repeatedly? What more do we need?
Soldier, I'm really sorry about this. I really am. But it isn't our fault, and there isn't anything to do about it. We have spotlights we can use for evasive landmarking maneuvers, but we've got nothing to power them. Additionally, the spots we need to mark would be the island's north shore. The ground is too muggy to access. We're truly stuck.
Good gravy, man! We have got to have something we can do!
Now I told you, shut the hell up and get back to your post. It'll all be fine in the morning.
Dave, it's fine. We really should be getting home.
Stand attention, Basil! There are men out there in that bay right now that need our help! What? You ready to give up too? Now then, you wanted to think? Here's the time to do it. We need a source of power for 2 spotlights, and a means by which we can move them around to coordinate the ship's heading with the island's shores. Come on then, think!
I'd advise you to cool your engine and get back on to your barracks before I have you court-martialed, you little...
Wait, I've got it!
What?
We've each got headlamps, yes?
Yeah?
They aren't bright enough. Or aimable.
True, though we ourselves are capable of powering those fixtures ourselves. What if we loaded the signal lights onto some flat cars and ran the electrical leads from our head and marker lights to those instead? My dynamo could power the searchlight long enough to bring one ship in, surely.
It could work, though we don't have any railroad tracks on the North Shore.
What about the South Shore? We've got main access to the bridge and the branch line itself. We could span the channel and bring the ship into the main harbor for the city.
Alright, that'd do it. Dave, can your generator handle the spotlight?
Probably not.
What? We were so close.
Now hold on a damn minute. I could run it into my main junction box and use my prime mover to power it.
That'd leave your engine under a lot of stress. Are you sure?
For baloney's sake, yes! I'm sure! We need to do this quintuple time!
He's right. The tide will be going out in an hour or so here, and the storm's only getting worse. Much longer, and the bay itself will be too dangerous.
Alright, let's get to it.
Attention all personnel! We need 2 spotlights on railroad cars in T-minus 3 minutes. You hear me? Now!
So it was set. We got the equipment loaded and set off. Dave running 20 yards or so ahead of me. The goal was to parallel the ship along the channel until it reached the main steamship port.
Well, this can only go well.
Yes, let's hope it works.
I was thinking on your part there, Basil. Would it take some initiative? You may have saved some poor soldier's life today. You know, so long as we don't screw this up and kill everyone.
Yeah, I suppose that'd be a mission failed.
Heh, at least we gave it one hell of a shot.
Dear God, I could see it!
Fall in, Basil. We're gonna make it! We're gonna make it! Oh, sweet fruit pastille, she's not gonna make it!
What? What is it?
She's veering too far to port! She'll run aground on the opposite side of the strait!
That's bad, yes?
Well, only bad if you consider running a shipload of wounded innocent men into a giant munitions and explosives factory, resulting in a screeching crash and a giant fireball and hundreds of bodies raining from the sky. The rain and sea will turn red with blood as the ship sinks torn beneath the waves. Factories toppling into the crater and...
Dave! What can we do? Dave? Where are you?
I'm gonna make a run for it. Try and get across the Channel Bridge. If I do, I can shine a light back over toward the terminal. I'll meet you in a minute.
What? You can't
Damn it, Basil! I'm ordering you to hold position! I'm gonna do what needs to be done. Hey, you! Boatliner! Steer over here! Yes, just like that! Just like, no, not like that! Sweet mother of bacon, put on the brakes!
Well, what happened?
The ship missed the munitions plant. But it swerved straight into the railroad bridge spanning the channel. That was the last I saw of him. For weeks I worked the line alone, managing what freight I could still be transported without the bay connection. After that I was told the war had ended. I was loaded up onto a boat and never saw that base or that line again.
Jeez, it's gone then?
Presumably. As Dave had told me, the line was due to be scrapped with the war's end. I doubt anything's left of it today. The bridge was rebuilt, or so I've heard, but only for temporary use by construction contractors. I can't be bothered to care, really.
Why not? Aren't you even the least bit curious?
Not particularly. Dave worked that line until it was no further use, and he went out in a way suitable for an engine of his caliber. Far better than the fate he would have lived on to otherwise. He saved many lives that night, and whether he knew it or not, he died a hero.
Indeed. Well, I better be on my way.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry to put on such a down mood on a fine afternoon.
No worries, Basil. And it was nice meeting you. Thank you for sharing.
Anytime, my lad. Anytime. Now then, I think I fancy myself a nap.
Good thing the army made me waterproof. Help with falling in the dry docks. And rivers. And wherever the hell I am. Hello? Is this hell? Am I here to pay for not living up to my brothers and my sisters? I repent! I tell you, I repent! Dear F-40, please forgive me! Wait a minute. No fire, no brimstone, no. Well, it certainly doesn't match descriptions of hell that I'm familiar with. Though maybe my drill sergeant is hidden away in here somewhere. Maybe I should bring out the shotgun. Wait a minute. Aha! For a moment there I thought I was in hell. This, clearly, is purgatory.